Have you ever been playing a game, maybe a huge open-world RPG, and you just stop and look around and think, how on earth is this even possible? How does a game keep track of thousands of things at once without just completely melting your hardware? I mean, seriously, think about it. A huge, sprawling city, thousands of individual cars flying around doing their own thing, all running buttery smooth. It honestly feels like some kind of magic. Well, it's not. Every single game developer is fighting a constant war against performance limits, and Unity has been quietly building a secret weapon to win that war.
Okay, the first thing you're going to hear about is this acronym, DOTS. It stands for the Data-Oriented Technology Stack. Now, don't let the name scare you off. It sounds super technical, but the core idea is actually pretty simple. It's a whole collection of tools built for one reason, and one reason only: to make your Unity game run much, much faster. We're talking pure raw optimization.
So this stack is basically a team of three superstars. You've got the C# job system, which is all about doing lots of things at once. You've got the burst compiler, which is like a supercharger for your code. But the real star of the show today, the one that changes everything, is the entity component system, or as you'll always hear it called, ECS. This is the one that's a whole new way of thinking.
All right, so the way you're learning Unity right now is what we call object-oriented. You create a game object, you write a nice little move-forward script, and you drag that component onto your object. And hey, that works great. But ECS, well, it flips the whole script. It's data-oriented. So instead of thinking about one single enemy object that has its own health and its own speed, ECS thinks about all the data at once. It's like, imagine grabbing a list of just the speed values for every single enemy in your game, all packed tightly together. The speed at which you can access that is just mind-bogglingly fast.
And look, if your head is spinning a little right now, that is 100% okay. Seriously, this is a massive change from how we've always done things in Unity. It's a really advanced topic, and it's important to know that Unity is still actively working on it. So it's not quite a simple plug-and-play thing just yet.
Which leads to the perfect question. If this is so complicated and different, why in the world should we even bother? Well, the answer is what makes this whole thing so incredibly exciting. Let me show you what I mean with a little thing called the Unity Mega City demo. Okay, get ready for some wild numbers. In this one scene, the game is drawing 8 million triangles. That is just a staggering amount of geometric detail for any computer to handle. But that's just the warm-up act.
On top of all those triangles, the engine is actively tracking 6 million unique entities. And an entity is just a thing, a car, a building part, a light. 6 million individual things that the game knows about and is managing. It's just nuts.
And these aren't just static props. In the middle of all this, there are 2,000 cars flying around at all times. They're all moving, turning, and being simulated dynamically, not just following a simple path. So you've got this absolute chaos. Millions of triangles, millions of entities, thousands of moving objects, and the whole thing is running at a rock-solid 30 frames per second. Now that would be amazing on a high-end gaming PC, but that's not the punchline.
Yup, that entire ridiculously complex simulation runs on a mobile phone. Let that sink in for a second. This is the why. This is the whole reason this tech exists. This level of performance on a mobile device is literally impossible with the old way of doing things. It's only possible because of the raw power of dots and ECS.
Okay, so we know it's insanely powerful. We also know it's kind of advanced and still being worked on. So what does that mean for you right now as you're just starting out? Well, your goal isn't to master it today. Your goal is to become a detective. Think of this as your field guide for spotting ECS code out in the wild.
So say you're browsing GitHub or a forum and you see some Unity code that just looks weird. Here are the clues. First, check the using statements at the very top. If you see using Unity.Entities, ding, 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 that's a huge giveaway. Second, look at what the class inherits from. You're used to seeing .MonoBehaviour. With ECS, you'll see something totally different, like .job component system. And finally, look at how the data is stored. ECS loves to use structs where you'd normally see a class. If you see those three signs, you can be pretty sure you found ECS.
And just to reassure you one more time that this is advanced stuff, here's a quote from an experienced developer talking about it. I love this. It's a good reminder that this is complex, even for people who've been doing this for years. So really,
Don't feel bad if it doesn't all click right away.
All right, so let's boil this all down. What do you really need to remember from all this? Just 4 things. Number 1, the goal is maximum performance for huge games. It's all about speed. 2, it's a completely different data-focused way of coding, a whole new mindset. 3, it's super powerful, but it's also advanced and still evolving. And 4, this is the most important one for you right now. Your job is not to be an expert. Your job is just to be aware that this world exists.
And that's what's so exciting. This technology is a peek into the future. It's what's going to allow small teams, maybe even just you someday, to build worlds on a scale that we can barely even imagine right now. So the question to leave you with is this. When this kind of power becomes easy for everyone to use, and it's finally in your hands, what are you going to build?